let's revisit the Anycubic Photon Ultra DLP and do some printing. Hey guys! First off, if you've wondered about my recent inactivity, I've been in hospital. I thought I'd give sepsis a try, but speaking now from personal experience, I wouldn't really recommend it. In my absence, it seems a lot of folks have received their Anycubic Ultra DLPs, and lots of you have sent me questions. Many are struggling getting prints, some are having difficulty with settings, and some have even asked if the printer I reviewed is the same as the one they've purchased. So let's start there. I've written to Anycubic and they assure me the Ultra that's been available on Kickstarter, the one many of you have now purchased, is exactly the same one that I've reviewed. So there's absolutely no reason why you can't achieve the same sort of prints as I have. And today I'll run through some prints and settings to help you achieve just that. Let's begin with Resin. Now Anycubic have reminded me that the Ultra is a DLP printer, and as such DLP Resin is the best option. And indeed, when Anycubic sent me their Ultra, they included a bottle of their Craftsman resin, which is suitable for DLP printers. The test print came out perfectly and amazed me at the time with the stunning print quality. However, when I tried to do my own prints, I struggled, as I suspect many of you have. In fact, at the time, I abandoned Craftsman resin in favour of frozen 4K resin and instantly received brilliant results, though I don't believe frozen 4K resin is intended for DLPs. And personally, I think you can get most resins to print on the Ultra, as long as you take the time to dial in the resin and get the settings just right, as I demonstrated in a recent video. In fact, you've seen me using specialty castable resins on the Ultra without issue, namely Sorayatec Cast and also Resinworks 3D EasyCast 200. So with a little tinkering and patience, you can get there. However, Anycubic Craftsman is the resin that comes with the Ultra Kickstarter package. And to make life easier for you guys, I'll do some printing with that very resin. I typically place a test print in the centre of the plate in these situations, but I've had people asking me, is it okay to fill the plate? Will it still print as well? So today I'll be filling the plates to answer this question. I'll use the Emera Labs Town test print and also the open source ring for starters. I've been lucky enough to be granted early access to Titan Forge's Badland Orcs March release, and these are great miniatures, packed with detail. If you follow me on Instagram, you may have already seen me printing some of these miniatures on another Anycubic printer, which I'll be reviewing very soon. I really like these miniatures, and I'll provide a link in the description for anyone wanting to learn a little more. Now the plate is fully laden, and as you can see, I'm using the Anycubic Photon workshop, which comes with the Ultra. However, those clever guys at Lychee are already set up for the Anycubic Ultra if you prefer their slicer. I've tinkered a little with the Craftsman resin, and whilst I'm still undecided about it, I've been using it quite a lot lately. The secret to getting prints to form, from my experience at least, is to really slow down the lift speed. This resin seems very brittle, so fast printing will just pull the print apart and lead to print failures. But these settings here are the ones that I've used throughout this video, and they work great for me. After a little cleaning, the prints look great. DLPs are pretty much pixel perfect, so these prints are very crisp. When I originally reviewed the Ultra, I did the best job I could of displaying the details. In fact, it was the Ultra that inspired me to invest in better camera equipment so I could show off the details better. Once magnified, these Ultra prints look very pixelated, and that's because they are. DLPs give crisp edges, and these are apparent here. Don't be fooled into thinking that these prints aren't any good. Magnified, they look like something made in Minecraft, but in the hand and using the naked eye, the details are truly excellent. If I'm guilty of one thing in my review, it's not testing the anti-aliasing properties of the Ultra. In honesty, this is a function I never use. I like my prints to be highly detailed, and the softening properties of anti-aliasing spoil this for me. But again, you guys have asked, so I filled another plate, set the anti-aliasing to max, and gave it a go. Again, after cleanup, the prints still looked very nice. With magnification, it's clear, if we ignore the dust, that the anti-aliasing has softened the edges, which are no longer as harsh and pixelated. As predicted, the detail has softened a little too, but it's still very impressive. Look at these miniatures by Titan Forge. Even with anti-aliasing, they are still very impressive. In the hand and on the table, they look fantastic to the naked eye. So I hope this video helps answer the questions that I've been receiving about the Ultra. It really is an excellent printer that won't disappoint once you've dialed in those settings. So I hope you've enjoyed this one, guys. Take care, and thanks for watching.